Good morning, ma'am.
Beta, I had sent you the work from the previous exercise on WhatsApp group. I hope you have completed exercise 6.2.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And after that, there was one more result or property that I had sent you in PDF form. Angle sum property of a triangle. I hope you have written that as well. It was to
Yes,
be written
ma'am.
before.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this is to be written before exercise 6.3 after completing 6.2. So we will be starting exercise 6.3 right after this property. The property says that the sum of three interior angles of a triangle is always 180 degrees.
Ma'am, but this
Okay,
is not correct,
sure,
ma'am. कुछ भी
Gagandi,
हो
give me
सकता
a
है.
minute.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, beta.
मैम ये ऐसा नहीं ना हो सकता मैम, क्योंकि अगर हम एक साइड पे 45 डिग्री लिखते हैं, एक साइड पे 65 डिग्री लिखते हैं, एक साइड पे 120 डिग्री लिखते
It
हैं.
will not be possible. It will not be a triangle actually. अगर आप actual में with the help of a protractor, the measures that you are saying, if you make angles of those measures, you will not get a triangle. You will not be able to get a triangle. The property that we use here is called the angle sum property of a triangle. We are studying it for a triangle. You can do it for any polygon later on.
45 डिग्री और 3 साइड्स मैम, जैसे वन साइड भी, सेकंड साइड भी एंड थर्ड साइड भी 45 डिग्री हो मैम, फिर भी हमें वो सम नहीं
It
मिलेगा.
will not be possible. It will not be possible. The sum will always be 180 degrees. So I have a triangle ABC here. What I have done is I have marked the three angles as 1, 2, and 3. The measures of these three, if added together, if we add the measures of angle number 1, angle number 2, and angle number 3, the sum will always be 180 degrees. So this is the property we will be using in exercise 6.3. It's on page number 121. Along with that, there is one question. If you take a look, question number 1 will be done by using angle sum property, whereas question number 2, it will be done using all the properties that you have done till now. From the chapter lines and angles.
मैम क्या मैम रिपीट कर दो.
For the first question will be done using angle sum property. Now, how do you identify whether you have to use angle sum property or whether you have to use any other property? If the angles that you are given to find out, if you look at all these parts in first question, जितने भी पार्ट्स आपको यहाँ पे दिए हुए हैं फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन में 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 जो एंगल्स मार्क किए हुए हैं वो कहाँ पे हैं? इन द इंटीरियर. इन ईच ऑफ दीज 6 पार्ट्स जितने एंगल्स मार्क किए हैं या जितने एंगल मिसिंग मार्क किए हैं, all the angles are in the interior. So we will be using angle sum property because angle sum property में हम कौन से angles use करते हैं? Interior angles of the triangle. Now in second question,
मैम.
yes Achyut.
मैम हमने इसमें सारे ट्रायंगल्स ड्रॉ भी करने हैं.
Yes. In second question, if you take a look, you will see that there are some angles which are outside the triangle. Like for example, here in first part, this 120 degree angle is in the exterior. So you might need to use the property you did in the last exercise, the exterior angle property. You can use that property or you can use the properties you learned in chapter number 5. Chapter number 5, lines and angles में आपने जो properties की थी,
Linear pair.
yes, linear pair, y and 120 are forming a linear pair. You can also use that. Like for question number 2, whatever you have learned till now, आपने अब तक जितना भी कुछ सीखा है एंगल्स के बारे में, ट्राइंगल्स के बारे में, आप सब कुछ यहाँ पे यूज करने की कोशिश कर सकते हो, डिपेंडिंग वेदर वो प्रॉपर्टी यहाँ पे अप्लाई हो सकती है या नहीं हो सकती. You will have to observe and then try. Let's do first question, then we will discuss question 2 later. Question number 2, question number 1, first part, you can draw the triangles. So we have triangle ABC. The values are marked as 50 degrees, 60 degrees, and X for the 3 angles. And how to write down your answer? You will be writing down using angle sum property of triangle.
So MBBS लगवाया भैया.
Using angle sum property of triangle, the sum of the three angles will be written equal to 180 degrees. You will get an equation. So take the values of the three angles, x plus 50 plus 60. The sum should be equal to 180 degrees. You can put degrees with the values that you have. By solving, you will be able to obtain the value for x. Okay, Aryan. This is what you have to do in all 6 parts, like whatever the values of the three angles are, the degree measure of the three angles, write their sum plus 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 equals to 180. That's it. Sometimes you could prefer to write the names first. Before you write down the values, you could write down the names, like the triangle is PQR. So we are using this property in triangle PQR. The measure of angle P plus the measure of angle Q
एक्सक्यूज
plus
मैम
the measure
मैम
of
मैम
angle
मेरे
R.
बैकग्राउंड में बहुत साउंड था मैम क्वेश्चन 1 का फर्स्ट पार्ट दोबारा समझा दो
Beta, the
हम एक आंसर की 60 डिग्री
all parts of, yes, the answer is 60 degrees. Achut, beta, all parts of question number 1 are similar. You have to do exactly the same thing what I'm doing here in second part. We will be using angle sum property of the triangle in whichever triangle you are taking. Like in second triangle, the name is PQR. I'm going to write down that the sum of the three angles is 180. So angle P plus Q plus R is 180. So what's the angle at P? This symbol represents 90 degrees. So angle
90
at
डिग्री
P is 90 degrees. What's the
जी जी
angle at Q?
एंगल एट क्यू इज 30 डिग्रीज
And what's the
मैम
angle
एंगल
at
ड्रॉ
R?
करना है
एक्स
Yes, Lavpreet?
मैम एंगल ड्रॉ करना है
Yes, beta, triangle draw करना है आपको. So you will get the value as 60 degrees.
मैम जो हुई है
Anatrup was asking something.
मैम do we have to draw this triangle?
Yes, beta, you have to draw the triangles in all parts. Right now, you can just note down the answer. You can draw the triangles later. So angle at X plus angle at Y plus angle at Z, the sum should be equal to 180 degrees. That's correct. The answer is 40 degrees. We have 30 degrees at X, 110 degrees at Y, then X at Z, simplifying X plus 140 degrees equals to 180 degrees. X comes out to be 180 degrees minus 140 degrees. X will be equal to 40 degrees. And you don't have to wait on me. You can start the next part if you have already done these. If anyone's writing first part, please let me know. Now for fourth part, if you look, name of the triangle is not given. Triangle का नाम नहीं दिया हुआ. So you can simply use the values instead of writing the names first. Using angle sum property of triangle, we will have x plus 50 equals to 1.
मैम x plus x 2x बन जाएगा.
That's correct. X plus x becomes 2x. And now you can solve. Plus 50 will be taken to the right hand side. It will become minus 50. The value of 2x is 130 degrees. From here, x will be equal to 130 degrees over 2. Now you can cancel and obtain your answer.
Three x is equals to 180. 60 degrees.
What type of triangle do you think this is?
Equilateral. Equilateral triangle.
All right. All right, Sahaj, you can, okay, I'll wait. Let's give the time to the students to write down their answer. I can do the last part on this side here, if that's okay. Let's do sixth part right here.
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम.
Yes, Achyut.
मैम मैं आपको क्लास के थोड़ी देर बाद काम भेज सकता हूँ मैम. यहाँ ना डिस्टरबेंस बहुत हो रही है. तो
Sure.
मैम मैं स्क्रीनशॉट्स ले रहा हूँ साथ साथ. मैम पुनः सारे आए हुए हैं तो सारे तो मैम इसलिए ना फिर सुनने में
It's
लिखने
okay.
में टाइम लग रहा है.
It's okay. Let's use angle sum
Thank you,
property in sixth part. We have x. I can see 2x. What do you think about the third angle, this one?
90 degrees.
This is 90 degrees.
90 डिग्री.
The sum will be equal to 180. X and 2x.
3x.
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 Then I'm taking plus 90 to the right side. It becomes minus 90. So x comes out to be 90 divided by 3. X is 30 degrees. Anyone who's on third part or fourth part? Okay.
Ma'am, I'm on fourth part.
Okay.
मैम कर दो आगे, मैम मैंने स्क्रीनशॉट ले लिया.
I want you to take a look at question number 2 and observe the angles that you need to find out. The question says, find the values of the unknowns X and Y in the following diagrams. So you have been given some diagrams, and in the diagrams of the triangles, you will see that some angles are marked as X, some are marked as Y. You need to find out their values. So you need to find out what's the measure of the angles which have been represented or marked with X and the ones which are represented with Y. Some of these angles are in the interior and some of these are in the exterior. So you will use suitable.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you will use a suitable property in order to find out the values of these. And it's not.
मैम इसमें भी ASP यूज करेंगे ना?
Yes. It's not necessary that you have to find X first and then Y. You could find Y first and then find X. So order is not important. You can find any of the two values first, whichever looks like simpler. That's correct, Gurleen.
And y is 60 degree.
All right, Abhideep, that's correct. The first thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to find out Y first. I'm going to use this property of a linear pair. Now, just observe those who have forgotten what linear pair is. If I just a minute, let's use this. Okay, Bhavya has calculated the value for X as well. So if you look at the figure now, like I have erased one side of the triangle on which I had X and 50. Now here, if you look closely, this is a line on the bottom, horizontal line, and these form two angles on a line. So Y and 120, they form a linear pair. And what was the property of linear pair? Their sum is 180. This we did in chapter number 5. Two angles which form a linear pair, their sum is 180 degrees.
Ma'am, answer Y is equals to 60 degree.
So Y will come out to be 60 degrees. That's correct. 180 degrees minus 120 degrees equals to 60 degrees. Now let's go back to the triangle that I had in the beginning. I'm going to just complete that.
मैम
Yes.
मैम जैसे मैम इसको फर्स्ट पार्ट में मैम वेरिएबल मैम एक्स और वाई दिए हैं तो मैम हम जब हम इसको सॉल्व करेंगे तो मैम वाई के वेरिएबल चेंज करके एक्स होगा.
Could you please ask again? I'm not sure. What are you trying to ask?
मैम एक्स और वाई मैम वेरिएबल है ना मैम क्वेश्चन 2 के फर्स्ट पार्ट में तो मैम हम जब सॉल्व करेंगे तो फिर हम उसको वाई को एक्स में होगा चेंज.
Changing the names?
Yes, ma'am.
No, you cannot change the name. You cannot change, they can. Like it's possible that instead of X and Y, they could give you some other variable.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, X is
equal to 70 degree.
Ma'am, 130 degree.
Now, in
Excuse
order
me,
to find
ma'am.
out, yes.
Ma'am, I first use exterior angle property and then is ASP.
That's
Ma'am,
correct.
I
You can
use
also use
90.
that. Yes, that's correct. You can also use that. What I have done is I have the value for y now. I have to find out x, and x is in the interior. So I'm going to use angle sum property of the triangle in order to find out x. So if I use angle sum property, you need to write down the sum of the angles in the interior. So I have x and y and 50. These three angles are in the interior and their sum will be equal to 180 degrees. Now x, I don't have the value, but for y, I just calculated that the answer for y is 60. So I can use y as 60 plus 50 equals to 180 degrees. Now you can solve this equation.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, 180 minus 110.
So x comes out to be 70 degrees.
70 degrees.
70
This is
degrees.
your answer. Now, as Gagan has mentioned, you could also use exterior angle property of the triangle. Now, if we used exterior angle property, take a look. This 120 degree angle, this is the exterior angle. And if you can remember what the property says, its value is equal to sum of interior opposite angles. So 120 will be equal to the sum of angles over here and over here. So I have x and 50. So x plus 50 is equal to 120 degrees. This is exterior angle property. You could also find x using this. You can also find x. Now see, there are more than one methods to find out the value of x and y. With practice, you will realize that yes, it can be done with some other way. So exam में आपने अगर इस method से किया है, the one I have done, and your friend has done with the second method, the exterior angle property, both will be correct. Both will be correct. Don't get confused that your answer is wrong or your friend's answer is wrong. Both are equally correct. All right. Anyone with questions here?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Let's do the next one.
Ma'am,
Let's-
can you please wait for a minute?
Sure, I'm drawing the figure for the next one. I'll be waiting.
मैम
Yes, Lovepreet.
मैम ये जहाँ पर x प्लस वाई प्लस 50 डिग्री है मैम वहाँ पर प्लस 120 डिग्री भी तो आ सकता था.
नहीं नहीं नहीं, एक एंगल सम प्रॉपर्टी में सिर्फ आपको इंटीरियर एंगल्स लेने हैं.
ओके मैम.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, T and Y equal है.
Yes. That's
Okay, ma'am.
correct. That's correct. Bhavya, that's correct. Gurleen, yes, that's correct. How did you identify?
They are opposite.
The first thing you're looking for is that there should be two lines crossing each other. If you can recall the way I draw the figure, मैंने जैसे figure draw की थी, मैंने पहले cross draw किया था इस तरह से, फिर मैंने triangle complete किया था, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So when I made this cross, you should know that angle over here will be equal to angle over here, and the angle here will be equal to angle here. These are vertically opposite. So this angle and this angle will be equal.
Ma'am, x equals to 30 degrees.
Yes, if you, just a minute. No, if you are applying exterior angle property, Gagandeep, that will be wrong. You cannot apply exterior angle property here because 80 degrees is not an exterior angle. Exterior angle is formed when one side is extended. But if you look at the point where 80 degrees is formed, you will see that.
मैम वो क्रॉस बना हुआ है.
Yes, it's not exterior angle. We cannot use exterior angle property. एक्सटीरियर एंगल प्रॉपर्टी आइडेंटिफाई करनी हो, देयर इज वन ट्रिक. जो बाहर एंगल बना होगा ना, वो इंटीरियर एंगल के साथ हमेशा लीनियर पेयर फॉर्म करेगा. Like in the first part, your exterior angle, this is your exterior angle over here, and this exterior angle is forming a linear pair with the interior angle. 80 is not forming a linear pair with interior angle, so this is not an exterior angle of the triangle.
Ma'am, x is equal to 50 degrees.
X is equal to 50 degree, that's correct. Let's write the answer. Value for y equals to 80 degrees. The reason is these are vertically opposite angles, so they will be equal. Then I'm going to use angle sum property in triangle. So I will have x, y added together with 50, the three interior angles, their sum is equal to 180 degrees. For x, I don't have the value yet. For y, the value is 80. I just calculated and now I can solve. So this will be x plus 130 degrees equals to 180 degrees. X comes out to be 180 degrees minus 130 degrees. X is 50 degrees. That's correct, Bhavya. X is 110 degrees. That's correct. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, x is equal to 110 degrees.
X is 110 and Y is 70 degrees. Yes, Shivam, that's
Yes,
correct. Harnavaz had given the answer for the previous part. Harnavaz, your answer is correct. Gurleen is also answering that. Yes, that's correct. All right. Now we can do this. It's just like first part. First part ki figure or is part ki figure milti julti hai. If you take a look, sides are like interchanged. In first triangle, we had extended the base to the right side. In this part, the base of the triangle has been extended to the left side. So X is your exterior angle. This angle over here, this is an exterior angle. You can always apply exterior angle property if that works. And then you can apply angle sum property to find y. So I'm going to use now exterior angle property. Exterior angle of the property will say that the exterior angle is equal to sum of interior opposite angles. So this is the exterior angle and the opposite angles to this in the triangle. अगर हम ट्राइंगल के अंदर चले जाएं तो x के ऑपोजिट कौन कौन से एंगल्स हैं? x के साथ वाला नहीं लेना, बाकी दोनों लेने हैं.
मैम 50 डिग्री एंड 60 डिग्री.
58, 60 degrees.
This is 50 degrees.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, beta.
Ma'am, I have first an angle sum property of triangle, then I have made a linear pair.
That's also correct. That's also correct.
Okay, ma'am.
The answers would be same. And when we use the angle sum property, I'm going to add the triangles in the triangle, the triangles in the interior. Their sum will be equal to 180 degrees. Y plus 110 degrees equals to 180 degrees. So Y comes out to be 180 degrees minus 110. This is 40. That's correct. Harnavaz has also calculated. Fourth part, let me take a look. Yes, Gagandeep, your answer for fourth part is right. Let's draw the figure for the fourth part. That's correct, Shivam. Yes, Bhavya, that's correct. Yes. Yes, Harnavaz. So this is like second part. This is like second part. If you can identify, yes, Shivam and Bhavya, your answers are right. What do you think about the values for X and Y? We are having a cross here, right? X equals to 60 degrees. These are forming a pair of vertically opposite angles. Their measures will be equal. And then later we can go inside the triangle and use the angle sum property. So X, Y, and 30, their sum will be equal to 180 degrees. X value is with me. I just calculated that its answer is 60. And now you can solve. Y plus 90 equals to 180 degrees. And from here, Y equals to 180 degrees minus 90 degrees. If anyone's writing part 3, let me know. I'll just scroll up then.
Ma'am, please wait.
Okay.
मैम नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन क्या है मैम x is equal to 45 degree and y is equal to 90 degree.
Wonderful. Yes, Bhavleen, Gagandeep, Harnavaz, Bhavya. Yes, Shivam, correct.
मैम मैंने 6 का भी ढूंढ लिया.
Okay, that's good.
मैम 6 का x and y both are 60 degree.
All right, that's also right. Let's do part 5th. I'm going to draw the figure first. So you have 90 degrees here, X here. Sorry, this is Y. This is Y, this is X, and this is X. Just like the previous part, you have a pair of vertically opposite angles. So Y will be equal to 90 degree. These two are forming a pair of vertically opposite angles. And then I'm going to use angle sum property in the triangle, for which the sum of the three angles inside the triangle should be equal to 180 degrees. Now X and X become 2X. Value of Y from here is 90 degrees. So you can solve. 2X comes out to be 180 degrees minus 90 degrees. 2X is equal to 90. From here, x will
मैम
be.
आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही.
Is anyone else have it?
Excuse me, मैम.
Yes, Bhavya.
No, ma'am.
मैम आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही.
मैम
Bhavya,
आ रही
Ma'am, it's clear.
and now you can just simplify. X comes
Excuse me,
out.
मैम.
So this gives you the answer for y as 90 and x as 45 degrees. I hope I'm audible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
If anyone's writing down fourth part,
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
मैम 6 पार्ट में मैम जो x है मैम वही y है.
yes, their values are equal. This would mean that their values are equal. Now, can you see the way I'm drawing this?